Okay, YouTube. My usual disclaimer is I'm not a professional YouTuber, and this video is only being made because I couldn't find the answer anywhere else, so I was on my own. So I'm hoping I can help you, and you won't be on your own. So what we have here is a Barefoot Swim Spa made by Hawkeye Mfg in about 2013, 2012. I bought it around that time frame anyway. And the problem is I was having a leak from that jet down there, the bottom one of the three. And the leak was coming on the inside, and it was dumping probably 100 gallons of water every couple of days from a little tiny drip that was happening right here. Now, I was kind of thinking that maybe this housing connects to the front housing, and it was a two-piece installation, and maybe this was the ring that holds the back part on and they sandwiched together. But that's not the case. This whole unit right here is one big piece. So in order to get it out, you would have to cut this hose and cut this bottom connection, and it would come out. But it would have to go out through the shell to the other side. So I discovered this because my initial attempt was just to seal right around here, thinking that it would maybe catch it. I also sealed some of the stuff on the inside. I sealed around the outside of that. I tried some stuff on the inside. None of that worked, but you can see that this is all one unit that just passes through. You can see that I got it to come out about 1/4 of an inch into the inside of the spa, and in order to seal it, I'm going to just put the marine silicone around the outside as I screw it in and let it ooze back out and clean it up as I go. But you find a lot of videos on YouTube about the little tiny jets, all those little jets over there, and that's not really helpful when it comes to this unit right here. All right, we're out here on the other side again, and originally, like I said, the leak was coming from right about here. Yeah, but again, this is actually just a ring that is stuck to the shell of the spa, and this right here is what those screws that I did on the front screw into. They go all the way around the outside. So it's just kind of compressing it as you go from this. It's giving the shell a reason to push back out onto it and seal against the inside of the shell. To fix this, I'm going to try this 802 silicone. I read a lot of hot tub forums, spa forums that said this is the stuff to go to. It's for pool and spa specifically. It's available on Amazon, anyplace else probably. And as I said before, this is all one housing. I was able to pull it back, so I didn't have to cut any pipes to get this about 1/2 inch clearance. And I'm just going to go around it completely, and then I'm going to start putting screws in, start letting some of it squeeze out, and we'll give it a shot. Hopefully this works out. So I've already done around the bottom. Probably not going to make the cut on the video because probably some angles of me you wouldn't like to see. Not that any of my angles are great anymore, but I'm just pumping some in here, focusing on trying to get it towards the bottom where the spa fitting meets the shell. Good thing about this nozzle that comes with it is it kind of bends a little bit, making some of these awkward angles a little bit better. Alright, I think I've gone completely around. I'm going to have a lot of extra pumping out of here as I squeeze it in. So that is what it is. Hopefully we can get it all completely sealed up. Alright, screws. doing this by hand because I don't want to over tighten or strip anything as I go. But there are a lot of them. It's a lot easier to take out with a I've already had this off once. This is my second attempt to fix this. First attempt was a fail. Get them all tightened down to the housing. We'll start doing quarter turns each time. Trying to work a little fast because the directions for the 802 silicone said tooling must be complete within 5 minutes. I think we're going to have a little more time than that, but so this left side over here was the side that it actually leaked out on. Was able to come out a little easier because of some of the stuff on the back side. So we're going to focus over here and work our way around. You can see these, I don't know if you can see or not, these, as you go around tighter, then the next screw actually stands out a little bit more. So I'm just bringing it back down to the shell as I go. It's starting to come out some spots. I think I hear it on the other side actually pushing through, which is a good sound to me. I can always come back and kind of clean some of this up when it dries with a knife. I don't want to risk like pulling it out or anything. Plus it's just going to be underwater anyway. So, and there's this shell that goes around it right here, so as long as it doesn't really look too ugly outside of that border, I'm good. I think that should do it. Alright guys, I did the spa repair on a Thursday. Today is Sunday, so it's been about 3 days. That's the jet that we fixed up. Hopefully, we'll find out in a couple hours once the water level reaches that jet. It's been 2 hours, getting closer. Okay, so we've approached 3 hours, and as you can see, the water is above the jet that has been giving me problems. The pressure hasn't quite built to the maximum yet, because there'll be another foot of water on top of that jet here in about 2 hours. But so far, so good. So there's no signs of any water coming out. Update later. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this video with a good news, bad news kind of thing. The good news is this worked. This is the one that was giving me a problem. It's completely dry around here. Where it was giving me a problem, there's no other signs of any leaks anywhere on this swim spa jet. However, a fear that I had was that if this one's going, then the other two might be going sometime soon. And I was right. Apparently, this one up here has decided to spring a little bit of leak on me, which gives me this little bit of wetness on the floor. Nothing near as bad as when this one was leaking. This was a pretty steady leak, and it made this whole floor wet. There's not quite as much pressure on the upper ones either, since there's only a couple inches of water above it, rather than a foot or so of water on the middle one. But I also have another problem. I have some kind of airlock in my circulating pump. All the other 4 pumps that run the jets are doing great. This one has its own pump, this one has its own pump, and the third one has its own pump. And then there's ones that do the back massagers and all the other jets. But the one that circulates the water through the heater has some kind of airlock, and I haven't figured out yet. Maybe another video, maybe not. But as for the fix on this one, it worked. My advice to you is if you ever have this problem, do all three at once. And I will be doing my other two shortly. Thanks for watching.